Hi guys, I'm really craving desi food today, so I'm going to make a really interesting yellow dal and some zira chawal. Along with that, I'm going to make a tawa chicken boti curry. So stay tuned for these three recipes on If Nat Can Cook. Let's get the dal going with the very basics that can go in a dal. I'm going to start off this dal by not boiling it first, but by taking about one sliced onion, sauteing that, adding a tablespoon of mixed ginger and garlic, then adding one tomato and then the spices. So basically what I've done is I've soaked about 1 cup yellow dal. Let's saute the onions, and as I go along I shall tell you very simple things that I'm going to be using in this dal. I'm also boiling 2 cups of soaked rice with 2 teaspoons of salt. Someone asked me to teach them how to boil rice. Well, I just add 2 teaspoons of salt and then I soak this rice for like 15 minutes and then boil. Okay, so most important ingredient for me, which I normally use at tarka time, is curry patta, but I'm going to be using this a little earlier. In the meantime, there's zira, which is cumin, and there is coriander, which is dhania. I'm taking half a teaspoon each of cumin and coriander seeds, and I'm going to use a mortar and pestle, and I'm going to freshly grind this, and this is going to go into the oil right over here. Okay, in sequence: oil, onions, curry patta, fry. Then this masala and the ginger garlic, and one more ingredient. This masala will flavor the oil. Added the ginger and garlic. Next up, I'm adding some freshly ground black pepper and half a teaspoon of red chili flakes, which is also known as dhara mirch. Exact quantity is half a teaspoon of red chili flakes and half a teaspoon of freshly ground black pepper. Now, red chili flakes burn fast in oil, so just after stirring it a few seconds, I'm going to add 1 tomato. Add that in, stir fry it for a bit, and add a little bit of water, maybe half a cup, and cover it and cook it on low flame till the tomatoes are soft. After the tomatoes have softened, I'm going to add the turmeric powder, salt, etc. Let's cook this for a bit. The choice of dal is yellow dal. This is a little cloudy. I've already washed it 2-3 times and I'm going to wash it again. That is exactly 1 cup of yellow dal, and you have to put it in water for a bit to soften. Okay, next up is a whole chicken, and I've cut that in kadai pieces because I plan to make tawa chicken curry today. Well, it's actually tawa chicken boti curry, and for that I have these ingredients in front of me. Let me tell you about it. 2 onions, and these are roughly chopped, and I've left it a little thick because I want the texture of the onions to come through in this curry. That's 2 tomatoes and 1 tablespoon each of ginger and garlic chopped. And the masalas are, I'm going to grind 1 teaspoon each of cumin, coriander seeds, black pepper balls, 1 teaspoon of red chili flakes, 4 cloves, and 3 green elaichis, cardamoms. Adding salt while grinding masalas also helps it draw the flavor out. So let's get started. I love doing this, it's so much fun. It's better than using a blade blender. Now, a lot of recipes call for mace and nutmeg, which is jaifal and javitri. I just want to keep this simple. Okay, so I have checked on the tomatoes, they've softened. I'm going to raise the fire, saute this, and then I should be adding the dal and some green chilies. So here we go. Smelling great, guys. But before that, a teaspoon of turmeric and half a teaspoon of Kashmiri lal mirchi for the color. If you want it to be spicy or hot, you can add more. And of course, a little bit of salt as well. This is smelling great, guys. So normally what we do is boil the dal and then add the tadka later. This is also another way of making it, as most of you know already. Sometimes I get these lovely feedback and ideas and tips from you as well. and I try and remember and incorporate that in my food. My mother uses kaddu in this dal and it turns out fab. At this point she adds kaddu and then she lets it cook a little and then adds the dal. Add the dal and the green chilies into this mix. Make sure that it sautés well before you add water. Oh, smelling so good. And while the dal sautés, I just wanted to give you a tip. When you're making murgi and you get fresh murgi from the market, you have to put it in the freezer for a good 4 or 5 minutes, 10 minutes, and let it kind of become a little cold. And the reason I do that is because my mother always did that, and she felt that the muscles contract, and then when you cook it, it is not sakht, it is not hard. Every time I have cooked chicken straight from the market, it's been hard. And every time I've listened to my mother and put the chicken in the freezer for a good 10 minutes to let it cool. Whenever I made that chicken, it's turned out nice and soft and juicy. I always wash chicken with salt water. Salt gets rid of the bacteria, and after this I'm going to strain the water and I shall take out all these fat trimmings and charbi and all the blood and everything, because I don't like to use that in a curry. Also wanted to quickly show you that the neck pieces and the pieces that don't really have any meat on them, I've separated that to make chicken stock at another time, which I will show you. I have shown that previously, but I'm going to show you how to make homemade chicken stock again later. Okay, coming back to the dal, it's sauteed really nicely. I'm just going to add a cup or two of water to boil it a bit. And this isn't a very watery dal. I mean, I'll tell you the name of this dal when I post this. I just want to double check before I give you the wrong name. And I know most of you will message me and tell me what this dal is called, but thanks in advance. Let's cover this and cook this for a bit. I want you to see how nice and clean that is. And when you get to the leg piece, I want you to make 3 incisions on each side. And then, because the masala is going to go into the grooves of these incisions, please remove this. Okay, I'm ready to marinate the chicken. That's one whole chicken, guys. It was about 2 kgs, and I've asked the butcher to cut this in karai pieces. I have taken out the bones, and that's being set aside for stock. Let's add the masala to this now. This entire masala, some salt, some lemon, a pinch of turmeric, and some Kashmiri lal mirchi with a little bit of paprika powder. Okay, since people ask me for exact measurements, I've put 1 teaspoon of salt, a little less than 1 teaspoon of turmeric powder, and half a teaspoon of paprika powder, half a teaspoon of Kashmiri red chili. I have used the juice of 2 lemons. Now that's at least 2 to 3 tablespoons. I'm just going to pour a little bit of oil and mix this up and keep it, marinate this, and in the meantime, I'm going to just quickly make the rice. I boiled the rice, and in the same pot, I've just added some oil, and I'm adding 1 tablespoon of jeera. Now this will burn fast, so I'm just going to saute that and add the rice to this. Alright, that's it. That's all I needed to do for the rice. And let's take a look at the dal. Moong and masoor are the names that I know for red, orange / yellow. So I am assuming this is moong. Oh, I have something to show you guys. I bought this in Sindh. Or was it Empress Market? Yeah, Empress Market. The dal ghotni. I'm going to use this today. Okay, jokes aside, this is amazing dal. I've just sprinkled some garam masala, and I just want to show you that I have some sliced julienne ginger and some green chilies for garnishing. And right at the end, I'm going to throw in some coriander. And please tell me you're going to make this ASAP, because when you do make it, you will message me and tell me that this was an amazing dal recipe. It's a very simple one, and I've seen my mom make it, and members of our family make it all the time. Okay, time to make the chicken. I have taken a wok. I'm going to add a good amount of oil in this. You can always dispose the oil later. And the first thing I'm going to do is fry the ginger and garlic in it. There's a tablespoon of ginger and garlic in this. It's a generous amount, and that's what I'm aiming for. The next thing after this sautés a little is the onions. I've taken 1 entire onion and sliced it into thick pieces. Fry this. Okay, that's the only amount I want you to cook the onions. I'm going to be adding the chicken pieces, sauteing this on high heat, and then I shall show you the next step. This is a good 5 to 7 minute process. Okay, so while that's still cooking, I've taken a coal and I'm burning this coal because I'm going to smoke this chicken immediately after the coal is ready. I'll show you how to do that. Okay, this is nearly done and I have a little bit of oil here. I'm going to cover this for 8 to 10 minutes. About 8 minutes. And in the meantime, I'm just making something with spinach and potatoes. I started off with 1 onion sliced. I wasn't going to post this recipe, but then I was like, I might as well. So later on, it's easy for me to show you. When I post pictures, I can always add this video to my YouTube channel. Anyway, I've taken half a teaspoon of ginger and garlic, half a teaspoon of red chili flakes and kala zira. And I'm going to add some potatoes into this once it's mixed. Okay, since that's done, I'm adding 2 thinly sliced potatoes to this mixture. And then I'm going to add some salt, turmeric and coriander powder. Half a teaspoon coriander powder, half a teaspoon turmeric powder and 1 teaspoon of salt, or less, it all depends on what you want. Let's cook these potatoes, cover this and cook this and get back to the chicken now. Okay, that's smelling great. Now I'm going to add the tomatoes to this and some vinegar, just a tablespoon or less. Okay, this needs to be covered so that the tomatoes dissolve. The reason I didn't add the tomatoes and vinegar earlier was if you add tomatoes or vinegar or anything sour, the chicken doesn't cook. So once the chicken is cooked, I've added the tomatoes and a little bit of vinegar. The chicken is slowly simmering, and please note we have not added water. I have not added water, and that's the best part. It's cooking in its juices, and the potatoes are almost done, so I'm going to add the next ingredient soon. Okay, the potatoes are done, and I've taken just about 1 tablespoon of tamarind and I've added a little bit of water to it. And that green thing you see over there is dhania. I use the same knife. I'm going to add this entire thing here. I think you guys should add a little bit at a time because I don't know how sour you like your food. I like it really nice and khatta. Okay, going to show you the next ingredient and then this is nearly done. Fresh spinach from the garden and the stalks that I've cut up into small pieces, and that's going to go in. So I would say that would be about 4 to 5 cups of spinach, but this will wilt, remember. Add it all in. I've mixed that together and the spinach is wilted almost immediately. Now it's up to you if you want to cover this and make it more liquidy, or if you just want to stop here. I'm just going to garnish this and I'm ready to eat this delicious sour potato and spinach curry. Hope you like this recipe, guys. Okay, I think this is done too. I have spring onions and I have coriander, I have julienne, ginger and some green chilies to add to this. I'll start with the green chilies. Cover it for just a minute. And that's what it should look like after a minute. When the oil rises to the surface, this is done. I'm just going to garnish and show this to you along with the rest of the food that I have made today. I hope you've enjoyed watching these stories on If Nat Can Cook. I know they were lengthy, but they're worth it. And when these are ready, you're going to make them and you're going to message me and tell me what you think of either of the 4 recipes that I've made today. Thanks for watching, guys. I'm so excited about eating this right now. I like the smoky taste of this chicken. And the dal is something I like. You can always blend this dal if you like. And I really, really like the potato and the sour spinach curry. But before I start eating, I want to tell you that I got this pesto aioli from, or however you pronounce it, aioli from New York. And it's amazing. You have to get your hands on something like this real soon. If you Google this, you'll see that it's basically made of garlic, salt and mayo. and they've added pesto to this. It's eaten in Spain, England, but mostly Italy. So get this, guys. This is delicious, and I'm going to go now. Too many stories for today.